True beauty is not just seen, it's built from within through education, empowerment, and a vision that transcends trends. Meet Tara Rose, a visionary force in the beauty industry. With over 2 decades of experience across London, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi, Tara founded the Tara Rose brand in 2015 to bring her unique vision to life. Beyond creating successful salons, Tara launched the Tara Rose Academy in 2021, solidifying her commitment to education and professional growth. So let's introduce Tara Rose to the Unsaid podcast. Hi Tara, how are you?
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm very excited for today.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited for our conversation.
So, when we were introducing you, we saw that you've done a lot of things. So I would like to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, I mean, I have been within the beauty industry since I left school. I left school, I didn't have any education really, and was very lost, you know. Back then, if you weren't academic, I mean, I'm not that old, but back then, if you weren't academic, there wasn't really many routes to go down. So luckily, I managed to get a job in a hair salon, and instantly I started to fall in love with the industry because all of a sudden I felt accepted. And I wasn't stuck behind a desk, and I was around people the same as me. And I remember the moment looking at people's faces and like the clients that came in and seeing that look on their face and how happy they felt. So yeah, that's where I started when I left school, and then moved to the UAE in 2009. Still hairdressing, worked for various different salons. And then I moved to Abu Dhabi with my husband, and 9 years ago, I opened my first salon. And now today I have 4 salons, a barbershop, and a hair academy. But for me, it's not as easy as just that. I've done a lot of inner work, inner critic, imposter syndrome, self-doubt. That's what I really struggled throughout my 20s and early years here in Dubai, because I didn't really understand who I was or what I was capable of doing, from past conditioning. So it's been a big personal journey for me also. But a lot of what we do and everything that we do is about team and clients. And for me, it's how we make somebody feel. So our clients, it's not just about the hair. It's about how they feel, the advice that we give, building those relationships with people that keep people coming back. And ultimately, what has led me to now have 4 salons. If we didn't believe that, I wouldn't have been able to open more than one.
No, absolutely. I think because, out of my experience and in my friend circle, when girls talk to each other about beauty and salon and stuff. So the very first experience that I can talk to you about is when you enter a salon, you want to actually feel good, right? That's the reason you're going to a salon, to make my hair, to make my face, or whatever it be. But then few experiences that we've had would be probably when I enter the salon, I would get remarks like, oh, your hair is not great. Why don't you do this? Oh, your face is looking dull. Are you fat? Like, have you put on weight? Like, so you're automatically demotivated. So the whole purpose of me going to a salon to feel better about myself, I'll probably exit the salon and say, hey, I think I was much better before I entered.
And you didn't go back.
And I didn't go back. Yes. So probably you can, because this is a very relatable issue, right? I mean, it happens with probably everybody.
Because so many people just do hair or they just do beauty. They see it as a service, as a sale.
Right.
But the thing is, people need to go back. They need to think about themselves, first of all. Like, when you have free time, and this is what we always say to the team, if you have free time and you have some money, how valuable is that for you? That personal time, because we're all busy. And then 2, you've saved up some money. So if you're to go to a restaurant that's been recommended, instantly, as soon as you get there, if you've not, even if the food is good, if the service is not good, you won't go back, So, and I think this is a lot of, we get a bit of a bad rap within the industry because so many people just do hair, and that's the problem. Again, somebody can come in and say they want this picture, but that picture might not be right for them. We need to understand what's their lifestyle like, what's going on internally. Can they keep it up? All of these things, rather than just producing a picture. So for us, we do a lot of training on client journey. Our client journey to us is We solve people's problems and we give them solutions. We build relationships. We talk about future plans, visits, and offer them services that we're not selling, It's honest advice, which then leads to, okay, they're going to have a treatment. They're going to buy some retail, they're going to have the extra highlights because it's honest advice.
Yeah, because it's a relationship end of the day, right? For a
course.
female, this beauty part is very personal to her, right? I mean,
Yes.
everyone wants to look good, especially the hair, right?
Yeah.
Since you're in the hair industry,
Yeah.
that's your strength, right? That's your forte. So I would like to speak about hair because, when you have good hair, you feel good about yourself. You
Yeah.
stand in front of the mirror and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm looking good today.
Yeah.
But if you compare it with, you have an issue, say postpartum, for example, people have a lot of hair fall, and then it depresses themselves also, right?
course.
So how do you tackle these issues, or how do you make that person feel good about herself? Because that's mental health and mental well-being, right? End of the day.
Yeah, because every head of hair, it's a person, it's a personality. And so many people don't see it that way. They're seeing it as a head of hair. So this is why you need to understand who is sat in your chair. What's the type of personality, Are they high maintenance when it comes to like coming in regularly, or low maintenance, somebody that wants something? Do they go to the gym? Are they parents? Are they working women?
Right.
You need to understand who that person in the chair is. So you need to get to know people, you need to build that relationship, and then you give them advice on what to do. But you can't give somebody advice unless you've built a relationship, you have to, because it's a trusting thing,
Right.
So many people don't feel safe in this situation. You can feel very vulnerable. Walking into a salon can be very vulnerable because there's all these glamorous people and, you feel like everybody's looking at you. And then you've got to sit and look at yourself in the mirror, So it's really important about building relationships.
And also, for example, if I'm having a bad day or I'm feeling very low,
Yeah.
the first go-to place is a salon for me.
Yeah.
Be it anything, right? It need not be a very fancy looking salon or fancy feeling treatment, but it's just like my detox place where I just go, feel relaxed, chill, and come out as a
Absolutely.
fresh person, right? But then coming back to that topic where you actually make a person feel more low about yourself when you enter certain salons, right? That's I think that is something
It
they need
happens
to
a
learn.
lot. It does happen a lot. Even hairdressers criticizing other people's work, other salons' work. Oh my God,
Right.
what did your hairdresser do before?
Right.
You're like, oh my God, I've been walking around like this for like 6 months. I didn't realize, So yeah, it's, this is part of our education towards our team as well. So as a salon owner, it is my duty to make sure that the team are trained and understand how to communicate. We have to understand we've got so many different nationalities, cultures. People communicate differently. So again, my job and a lot of why I'm into the education side of things is about teaching people other things, not just about how to do hair. And this is ultimately what we teach at Tara Rose Academy as well, is it's the other stuff. It's confidence, it's communication, it's public speaking. It is, being, management, marketing, So many people just teach skill set.
Yeah.
They don't teach the other stuff. And ultimately, again, for us, we teach our staff mindset. Again, I struggled in my 20s with low self-esteem and many different things. So for me now as a owner of a company with so many employees, it's my duty to make sure nobody ever felt how I felt as well. So the more you give to your staff, the more you give to your team, the more they're able to give to their clients.
Yes, actually, I wanted to come to that point where you said past conditioning.
Yeah.
So what exactly was your conditioning? Like, was it childhood? Was it
Yeah, I
just
mean,
about yourself?
I had I've got a great family, but, I grew up thinking if I didn't do well at school, then I was thick, We were talking, me and Sunita, before, going into the hair industry after school. If you don't go to university
Right.
and you go into something like that, the first thing people think is, oh, she must be thick,
Yeah, right.
because otherwise you would be going off to university. So already you leave thinking not good enough, and again, for me, I think if I look back, I was always different, but I didn't realize it was okay to be different. You know, I always wanted to fit into the crowd and
Right.
follow people and people please, which ultimately led, through many different things in my 20s. And it's only really since I've started to open Tara Rose Salon that I've started to uncover these things. And now we teach this, you know, be you, be authentic. You know, there's no right or wrong. We want different people, you know, but again, you know, this mindset thing of like, I was afraid of everything. I was afraid I couldn't do this, afraid I couldn't do that. But I know now we can achieve anything we want to achieve, you know, we've just got to learn it. So yeah, this is ultimately what we do.
And because of those certain rules set in the society, you need to choose a career path which is told
Yeah.
for you to choose. Like,
You need
you
to
know,
buy your house. You need to go to university.
Exactly. But, you know, breaking that energy of, you know, that typical mindset and getting into a challenging industry, because I'm sure
Yeah.
back in the day, it was not as popular as you are now. You know,
Yeah.
everything starts like, I remember we were talking, right? Like
Yeah.
you told me that it's an amazing thing that you're doing the podcast. And I said,
Yeah.
thank you for being one of the first few people who support
And this
me.
is where you begin, you know, you do something different to what everybody else is doing. There'll be many people saying, why is she doing that?
Exactly.
But don't listen to those.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, that there are many people who will support you with your success when you're successful. But will they support you when you start?
Yeah.
Because
And
they
I-
don't know.
And I understand that completely. You know, I've been in business 9 years now and I've had various ups and downs. And yeah, when you're doing well, you know, nobody's got anything nice to say really anyway. You've got your, you know, you've got your friends and everything and they're really important. But,
Yes.
you know, if you're doing well, nobody thinks you deserve to do well. You've been lucky or you've done something. They don't see the hard work. But when times are hard, and they do get hard, you know, when you're opening and you're scaling, things get difficult. And it, you know, it takes time, but people love to see it as well. They love to see you struggle, you know,
Yeah.
and they all come out. But you just have to stay passionate and true to your vision and be authentically you. You know, if this is something that means a lot to you, then you do it for you. You don't do it for anybody else.
Don't do it for anyone else. Yes. And also I was going through your website and, you know, when before the show, and then what caught my attention is that you incorporate wellness
Absolutely.
in this entire journey of beauty.
Yes.
How is that done?
For me, like I said before, it's not just about how you look, it's about how you feel. And everything that I do within the salon is something that I personally do with myself. So for me, you know, I want to look good, but I want to feel good. So that's regularly going to the gym, it's eating healthy, it's, you know, life coaching and everything. But spirituality and wellness is a big thing for me. You know, we all need something to believe in, you know, it's almost that faith and that, you know, connecting with something and having that time to switch off, you know. And I find that this time when I am having, you know, Reiki or sound healing or something, that's my time to switch off. And I think that is pretty much, and obviously the gym is another thing because you're in so much pain you can't think. But with this, it's peace, you know. And I think it's really important, whether you're male or female, that you can connect to something to find this peace, because once you open your eyes again, you know, you feel so much more refreshed.
So you also cater to a lot of holistic treatments,
Yes.
which can make them feel not only physically good,
Yes.
but also mentally.
Absolutely. We have a whole, you know, wellness, spiritual, you know, we offer Reiki. We've got the fabulous Sunita. She does the crystal facials, because it's not one thing fixes anything, you know, and I believe a combination of lots of different things and being able to bring that to people is going to make a difference to the way that they feel.
Absolutely. I think thank you so much, Tara, for taking out time
No
and
problem.
being yourself, being
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And it was a great time with you, and we look forward to a lot of collaborations together.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tara.